Hey, my name is Mark Romanak, and we're going to do a little test ride on a brand new model from SmokerCraft. This is in the American Angler Series. It's called the Phantom X2. The Phantom X2 is 20 foot 7 inches long down the center line, has a maximum horsepower capacity of 200 horses, and the beam is a whopping 101 inches. We're going to start our discussion of the Phantom X2 right here at the Captain's Console and take a look at this captain's seat, man. It is plush. Very, very comfortable seat, and as I swivel around here and I take a look at the console, this is straightforward. There's not a lot of stuff going on here, but it's exactly what you need. It's simple, but to the point. Got a tilt steering wheel, which is a beautiful thing, so you can tilt the steering wheel up to get into the console here, and then tilt it down when you're driving. The gauges that are important that you're going to want to see are right there. Very easy to see. Of course, our toggle switches are on the right-hand side, and they're all positive toggle switches with lights. And what that basically means is that when you hit a toggle switch, it stays engaged, and there's a light to let you know that it's on. So you can tell that you just turned on the bilge or you just turned on the live well. I like this flat spot up here because this is going to be perfect for mounting a big draft on it. More and more fishermen are going to bigger and bigger sonar units these days, 9-inch and 12-inch and even 16-inch units. The larger units are going to sit up here very, very nicely. Of course, in back of that is a little catch basin, and you're wondering, well, what's that for? Well, what about when you take a lure off? What do you do with it? Instead of putting it away, you just toss it up in the catch basin until the end of the day, and then you put away your gear. So just a really nice use of space up there. And then underneath the console, we got this very nice shelf, which is going to be big enough to store tackle on if you want, or it would be an ideal place to mount something like a VHF radio. I've just jumped across to the passenger side console, and we got another one of these really nice captain's chairs here. The glove box is large and it's lockable, and it's going to be plenty big for storing small tackle items or important items you want to keep dry, things like your cell phone. Of course, you got a very high windshield here. It goes all the way across the boat, walk-through design, so it's going to give you lots of protection. And then this boat is most commonly going to be used with canvas that will connect here and create a bimini to go up above that. Then when we spin over to the side here, there's another unique little storage bin in here, and you drop it in here and there's all kinds of stuff can be fit in here. I've just got some planer boards in here right now, but you can see that that's a nice little use of space that would otherwise be wasted in most boats. It's kind of a cool little feature right there. And then down here on the floor, there is absolutely a huge compartment for bulk storage. I think anchor lines, dock lines, any big bulky items, tackle boxes, that type of stuff is going to store in there very, very nicely. The Phantom X2 has got very nice wide gunnels, and I like wide gunnels in a fishing boat because it gives you lots of room to mount accessories, things that you're going to have like rod holders, downriggers, those types of things that are going to be used in the fishing boat every given day. In the extrusion right here, there is a unique integrated track system that allows you to mount these rod holders into those groove systems so they can be put on and taken off very easily. So let's say for one situation you need a rod holder, the next you don't, you can add or subtract those accessories very, very quickly. Really nice. When you go down below the gunnel and go down here, you can see that there's integrated rod storage on both the port and starboard sides. So you can put 6 rods in this boat, piece of cake, no problem whatsoever. The integrated track system that's up here on the gunnel is perfect for mounting accessories like rod holders. But as you come down here, there's another rail here, and it's got grooves in it as well, and that's designed for other accessories. For this instance, you got a place for a drink cup holder, and also look at this nifty little place that you can store your planer boards. Really a cool option. You know, one of the other really cool standard features of the X2 is it's got this neat little wash down pump. Check this out. Hit the switch, look at that. You got quite the stream there. The beauty of these washdown pumps is it's going to be a perfect way for keeping your boat clean. Obviously, guys that use this boat are going to catch things like trout, salmon, muskie, pike, walleye. Those are going to be dirty fish that are going to slime up your boat. What better way to keep your boat clean than with this washdown pump? You know, here at the back of the boat, there's an awful lot going on in the Phantom X2. First of all, we got a very large live well in the back here. When you open it up and take a look in it, it's aerated, but it also has a container for bait. So if you want to keep your live bait fresh while you're fishing, that's going to be the place to do it. Also, take a look at the splash well. There's a lot going on here as well. Plenty of width on either side that you can mount a kicker motor either on the port or the starboard side. And what about these things right here? These are splash guards, and they can be opened up very easily and put down if you want. If it's a calm day, if it's a rough day, you can just bring them back up here like this and index them, and it's going to help keep that water out of the boat. What a nice, ingenious little invention here. Another thing that's important to mention about the transom of this boat is that underneath is where you're going to store your cranking batteries. There's not room for just one cranking battery in here, but actually 2. You're wondering, why do you need 2 cranking batteries? A boat like this, a guy's probably going to put things like downriggers on it that use electricity. So to make sure you have plenty of electrical power, a lot of guys will run 2 cranking batteries, one on the port, one on the starboard. And this boat does an excellent job of accommodating that. On both the port and starboard sides of the boat, we have these really nice bench seats. Not only are they a comfortable place to sit, but underneath there's an awful lot of storage there. In fact, you could store up to 3 dozen utility boxes in each one. Now that's an enormous amount of storage. It's time to talk about the bow of the S2, and there's a lot of cool things going on here. As we open up the windshield and pull this back out of the way, you can see that there's a little shield here. You can pull this out. This is going to keep spray from coming into the boat when you're running in rough water. And as you go forward, you can see that the integrated track system that we talked about in the back of the boat goes all the way to the front of the boat. So if you wanted to run rod holders in the front for something like walleye fishing, bottom bouncer fishing, you could do that. There's also a couple of really big storage compartments here. One is a wet well for your fish. The other one is a dry storage. And then all the way up on the bow is another dry storage compartment as well. So this boat, when it comes to storage, has got an enormous amount of storage and an enormous amount of room to store your fish. The Phantom X2 is a big water, all welded aluminum hull. In fact, the hull on the bottom is 160 thousandths thick. That's amazing. The side decks and the top are 125 thousandths thick. If you want to learn more about this boat, I recommend going to SmokerCraft.com and check one out online. Or better yet, go to your closest SmokerCraft dealer and see this baby in person.